Hi, I'm Jake Birkett from Grey Alien Games, and this is another Pico-8 programming video for my hobby game Cyberjam. I realised that the length of these videos has been all over the place, sometimes short ones and long ones. Yesterday's one was long because I got stuck in the weeds. Typically what happens when programming is, you start to code something and you find a problem with something else and you go off and fix that, and it takes ages. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep this one short, a bit more punchy. Let's have a look. So what I want to do is two things. I actually have a to-do list for this game, but I keep it in an external file. I used to sort of add, what I was doing next in the top of this file, the main file. But I've got so many suggestions and ideas now, I needed to keep it separate. Okay, so what I want to do is, I've recently coded a power-up, this thing, and when you pick it up it makes a sound, but the sound's like really basic and rubbish. So I want to improve that sound to make it sound more impressive. So I think it's sound 15. Let's have a look. No, that's not right, is it? 14, yeah. And I want to make a sort of ramping up sounds that sounds like you've been powered up. I'm pretty sure if you click this with a left button, the speed goes up, so it takes longer. And if you click it with the right button, it goes down, so it's very quick. And I'm pretty sure I need it quick because I want to make a sort of, ramping up sound. Something like this. We need to choose the right waveform. Yeah, I've just remembered if you hold shift and click one of these, you can actually change the waveform to what you've got there. So let's make a ramp up. Spacebar plays the sound. I mean, that's quite power-uppy anyway, but let's check the other waveforms out. It's a bit too harsh, the saw wave. Very harsh saw wave. Square, no, it's a bit too... No. It's not bad. What's the difference between that and this one? Yeah, that's more sine wave, I guess. Yeah, what about this one? Oh, noise. Yeah, I don't want that. Oh yeah, that's quite a cool sound. It's I think it's like an out of phase waveform. Yeah. Okay, so we want a power up sound. That might be fine. Let's just experiment with some other curves. Let's clear those. Sort of this sort of thing. No, that's no good. What about that? Yeah, that goes up too high, so this is more like it. Just not sure how low I want it to start. That's a bit too low. What about there? Nah, I think this is about right, to be honest. Something like this. Yeah. I'm going to try that. Let's try it in game. Yeah. That does sound like you've picked something up cool. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Maybe I'll try to push this top note. Interesting. See what a difference it makes? Yeah, I'm actually happy with what I had originally. Yep. Okay. So that's the sound done. Good. Now what I want to do is make power-ups time limited, so they only last for a certain amount of time. I'm going to need an icon to show on the UI at the top, and then a timer next to it. First I'm going to make the icon though. So in the sprite editor on tab 3, I've already got an icon for lives, and I need one for power-ups. But it's got to be small enough to fit on this UI tile with a grey line at the bottom and probably a space above it. Okay, so that's why I made this miniature version of the life instead of using the main sprite here, which was too big to fit on the UI. So actually what I'm going to do is, sorry, wrong tab. copy the existing power up icon just so I've got it as a guide. Copy. Alright, so that's too big. I'm going to kill out the bottom two lines and start to make this round. I mean, I think we can do something like this. Let's kill out the middle bit. Yeah, that's the right sort of size. Now I want a generic power up icon. I don't want to make one for each one, like this is the fat bullet, and if I do rapid fire and other such things, I mean, yeah, ideally there'd be an even smaller, you know, representation of each one here, but I think it's just going to be too much work and also too hard to show them in this icon. So I might just I was hoping I'd have enough pixel to show an up arrow, but that's not going to happen unless I cheat a bit and make I thought maybe I could make this wider and do something like no, there's just not enough pixels to play with here. Okay, I'm not sure I can use the power up icon. Might be to use the colors though, so let's try something else. Maybe widen this top bit into an arrow shape. Let's kill out this stuff. That looks like a cross. That's not what I want. That, yeah, it works. It's not particularly thrilling. It's not too tall, is it? It's one taller than the life icon, which, let's just run the game. Oh, I see, I centered the life icon. Okay. Well, I can do that more easily just by dropping that down. Is that okay? Maybe I would just do it like that. No, that doesn't look like an arrow anymore. What about some sort of shading on it? Does that look good or bad? Or inner? Does this look good? Not really. Let's go back to the power up. Yeah, so it could be a sort of boring grey. Well, it's not. It's a sort of blue grey arrow, isn't it? Like the life icon. Or I think it's going to look better if it's just bright blue. Just wasn't sure if I could get the other colours in there from the power up, but I think this is going to have to do. We're so limited on pixels. All right, let's look at where I drew the life icon, which was sprite number 241. I should be able to search for that in the main code, which handles the UI. 241. There we go. So that draws the lives. Oh, I've got a bad comment there. That should say score. Copy paste error. At least only the comment was wrong. And I'm going to put this in the middle. So power up. Color. Why am I? Oh yeah, that's for the text. I am going to have text, but after the power up icon. It doesn't really matter, admittedly, in code, because I'm going to position it differently. So power up. What's all this? This is drawing them in a for loop. We don't need that. So we need 242. And that's drawing it 1 pixel down. We can just draw it at 0. Color 7 lives. 7 is white. Yeah. I actually want to put the time you've got left. I'm going to put a couple of zeros for now, and I'll fix that in a minute. What's this? This must be the X coordinate and the Y coordinate. So, oh, I haven't really specified how far across it's going to go. Don't need I times 8. This is how many pixels across. I'm going to just guess at, it's 128 for the screen. I'm going to guess at 64 for now, and half the, and this is in pixels as well. So 64 plus 8, maybe 72, something like this. Let's look at that. Okay, so we can see it's sort of at the top. It's just not very well centered. Okay, I'm going to make this. If the middle is 64, I'm going to make this 64 minus 8, so 56. Put this at 64. Oh, yeah, okay. That's not bad, actually. I mean, if I was being perfectionist, I might push it left 1 pixel, but then I think the gap on the right would be too big. I don't know, let's just try. 55, 63. Yeah, the gap on the right's too big. But I'm okay with that, I think. No, I'm fussy. I'm going to put it back. 64, 56. Okay, so I only want to show the power up icon if the player's actually got a power up. So if player.powerup type, was that what I called it? I'll just have to go and check. Player.powerup type, yeah. Basically, if it's non-zero, then show the icon. Okay, so end. Let's run that. So we don't see it now, but when you pick the power up, boom, you've got a thing at the top middle with a counter on it. Let's make the counter work. So that's going to be back on the player. Player.powerup counter 0 for now, and when they pick it up, I'm going to set it to a value. Let's find that. Here we go. Collect pickup. I will put it down here. Player.powerup counter equals 60 times 10. Why 60 times 10? Well, in the main code, I'm updating at 60 frames per second. The default for Pico-8 is if you put update like this and it runs at 30, but you know, I prefer 60, it's smoother. So if I say 60 times 10, that means it will last for 10 seconds. Now I might have to tune that value later, but that's enough to get us started. And then over on the main screen, power up type. Oh, anything else? Power ups should be visually obvious. Okay, well, I'm doing that now, but a name will do as a last resort. Oh, I see. I think I wanted to write the name if it was, you know, fat bullet or rapid fire or whatever, but there's just not going to be room to put a name in the middle unless I move the lives left and get rid of the word lives. But I think I'm okay with this. Just it's not got a visual representation on the HUD of what power up you've got. Ideally it would, but it doesn't. Well, okay, I guess I could do something like, instead of that, show the actual fat bullet up there, maybe. I'll leave it as it is for now and think about that later. Right, so power up. So this needs to be, instead of 0, 0, we need player dot power up counter, and then we have to divide it by 60. I think we might have to fiddle with this a bit. This might not work as expected. 10. Oh, right. I mean, that's good. Now I need to count it down. So in the player code, there should be some kind of update. We've got make player, make bullet, move player. Okay, probably in move player is the place where I need to do it. I know I'm not moving the player, but it's sort of an update function. So yeah, and I'm handling bullet cooldown and stuff. I'm going to put it in here. Handle power up cooldown, and that's just simply going to be player dot power up counter minus equals 1. So that's going to deduct 1 every second. It does mean it will go negative. Well, in fact, we need to do another thing here. If player dot power up counter is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to stop the power up from working. So end power up, stop power up. I think stop power up is going to be fine. That doesn't exist yet. We need to create this. So yeah, I mean, I could do another if above this, which is if player counter is greater than 0, knock it down. But it doesn't really matter if it goes below 0 at all, because it's not going to display when the player's power up has been switched off. So it's just going to be a counter going on in the background. Let's do this. Where do I want to do this? Collect pickup. Okay, I'm going to do it here. Function stop power up end. So player dot power up type equals 0. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's test it out. So 10. Okay, we've got floating point numbers. I thought that might happen. You can see it's going down in seconds though, and at 0 it should, yeah, stop. So I'm back to standard power. So I've got normal power, and it will wear off at the end. Okay, let's fix the floating point issue. I'm wondering if it's as simple, if we can typecast this into an integer, this mathematical equation here. I don't know. Int, no. Yeah, I don't know how to convert that to an integer. I'm going to just tab out of this into Google, and I'm going to start Googling Pico-8 mathematical functions. So I'll tell you what I find in a second. Hang on. Floor. Oh, that could be good. Returns the nearest integer. Floor. Well, I want ceiling, actually. Just see if ceiling exists. Nearest integer above. Right, yeah. That should be okay. Let's try it. So ceiling, that's going to round the floating point up. So we should, oh actually that's rubbish. We don't want to do that. We do want to round it down. Oh, do we? Hang on. Like when it says 10, no, up is good. So you've got, it says 10, then 9. So each time it changes, that's exactly how much time is left. But what happens? Do we see 0? Because that would be rubbish. No, it disappears. Perfect. Okay. So that's good. And we've got room for, we can go above 10 if we want. Yeah, fine. One last thing to finish up the video. I am going to add a power down sound, because I think it's going to be important for players to know that, yeah, sorry, your power's gone. I want to use this thing. I want to sort of start on the same value. I'd like to reverse this, you see, but I don't know if it's that obvious. It says it's A2 down at the bottom. Note A2 down here. So that's the start value, and F0. Okay, and how long is it? 14. I want to just basically make a reverse. So was it A2? G2, A sharp to A2, down to, what was it again? Down to F0 on the 14th. E0, F0. It might not sound the same going down. Anyway, it looks like I've got to sort of pretty much just draw in between these two. So let's give it a go. That's off a bit. Push that one up. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, speed issues. So let's speed it up. Huh. That does not sound what I thought it would sound like. I mean, that sounds like a power up. Sorry, a shooting sound. I wanted it to sound like, ooh, like you've run out of power. Let's forget that then. Let's make this longer. Still sounds like it's a shoot. Maybe the issue was I could actually slow it down and then go back to what it was before roughly. No, that's too much like shooting. Okay, so reversing it isn't working. That maybe sounds like powering down. Let's speed it up a bit. No, that's too... Okay, so when it's fast, it sounds like a bullet. I mean, that's definitely the right vibe, but it's too long. I wonder if players will realise that's what's going on, if they will think it's like some enemy shooting or something. Just trying different waveforms. God, they're harsh. Yeah, this one's the best. It's not bad. I mean, let's try it in the game and see if it has the right feel. Player code. So we want to play SFX 16. Also, I'm going to reduce this counter for testing to like 2 or something. Oh Christ, what the hell's going on there? Oh yeah, I know what's happening. Okay, so yeah, I either need to have an if statement for if your power up type is, yeah, let's just do this. If player dot power up type is greater than 0, then do this. So it turns out I did need an if statement, right? I could have had if power up count is greater than 0, count down. That would have been fine. Or if power up type, because we reset it and stopped power up anyway. What was happening is it was just because there was no if statement at the top. This code was running. It was getting below 0, and then it was constantly stopping and playing that sound. 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. So you got your power up, you're flying around, it wears off. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it'd be good if something happened like the player flashed blue a little bit until it wore off, or there was some indication like a beep, 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 you know, as the timer ran out. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the players might not actually even hear it, I've realised, because they're probably going to be firing using the ammo up, you know, and then it goes boo. But okay, it's something. Yeah, just wondering if I should flash the player when it wears off or have any kind of other indication. It's probably a bit overkill for this game, to be honest. So I will leave it at that for this video and think about what to do next time. So thanks for watching. See you soon.